Day 95. So today is a reentry day. And in the beginning, I followed my reentry fairly normal. I normally eat blackberries and then have strawberry yogurt, which I did. And then I was informed of that they were going to be bringing in food to the office. So I was like, okay. It was a Jason's Deli, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's just basic sandwich chain. And so I managed to avoid it for the most part. I did. Sometimes so for lunch I had butternut squash soup, and usually I'll cook some chicken, but I was like, no, this time I want to, try to make it as, make my first 2 days as vegetarian as possible. Granted, I use chicken broth, but um, less cooking meat type of thing. And so I was going to have that with some peas in it. And instead, I ended up going downstairs, and my office is on 2 floors. Going downstairs and grabbing one of the sandwiches. I didn't eat any of the bread, but I did add some of the turkey to my soup along with some peas. It was a good soup, don't get me wrong. It definitely tasted good. And then I finished off the day, at least at work, with some pineapple. And so, I thought that was going to be kind of my slip up for the day. And then I get home, and I usually have a peanut butter waffle. And I did. And then something that I really been craving is French toast. And I have it on my list to make it tomorrow for breakfast with some strawberries. But being me and watching a ton of Tasty videos and other Tasty is a web brand, by the way. Watching a ton of those short videos of make this recipe, that type of thing. I decided to make the bread on my own. It's not hard to make bread, but without a stand mixer or a bread maker, it means you are kneading for about 10 minutes. So I did end up doing that. And I did end up making a fairly decent loaf of bread. Unfortunately, it looked a little too good, and unfortunately, it was like 9 o'clock, and I did have a end slice of bread with some butter on it. So I'll probably be seeing those results tomorrow in my weigh-in. But I did end up, pre-portioning out the bread that I was going to use throughout the week, and then I froze the rest so that later on, I can always thaw it out and still have fresh homemade bread, but not have to make it from scratch every single time. And that way I'm also not wasting a ton of food, because if I only used enough bread to do the recipes that I have planned for this week, I would have only used like a fifth of the bread, if not less. So we'll see where that goes, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's where my day's been. Kind of some unexpected things and some things that I did expect, and I should have accounted for, but I didn't. And I just kind of wish it hadn't been so late, but when you get off work in the afternoon, and bread takes time to rise, that's when you're gonna start cutting bread, is late at night. But anyways, hopefully the French toast is really good tomorrow.